Hey guys, how you guys doing? Hope everything is well out there in the real world. Right now we are chilling like villains. This market is really unique. Really unique. It's so interesting to think of. Oh snaps, y'all can't hear me. Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right, boom. There we are. Y'all should be able to hear me. Man, we have a really unique market this week. I was for sure that the market was going to go down. We were hitting some major turning points, moving averages, and supply and demand zones. So I actually waited a couple days just to see um, what was going to happen. Just because sometimes, like the market will rally for a day, the next day, and then turn around and crash. But we are finishing this week strong, really strong. So it's really interesting. When I look at the weekly though, and check out the volume we've had this last couple of weeks, pushing up on BNB and a few of the other coins. It doesn't necessarily look like we're really going to continue, but I was hoping for more volume. I really was hoping for more volume. And so I'm going to go over some stuff. We are at the end of the month, end of the week. And next month will be end of quarter, end of month, end of week. So those are always interesting to look at. So we're going to check out some stuff there. And then from hopefully Ralphie or a few of the other guys will be able to make it. If not, I understand. I am a dev with Moonrock Coin. And so right now we are playing around with Crypto Winter. It is saying hello to us from the other side. Hello from the other side. Anyways, just real interesting to see what is going to happen. So let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. We'll jump on some stuff and kind of go from there. Let's check out right now just traditional markets here. Looking at the traditional markets, we are definitely hitting some supply and demand areas here, or some supply. We are hitting the 220 moving average, while at the same time hitting a weekly supply zone. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here, especially with the S&P 500, the way it's been playing. It's just going to be really interesting to see. I personally am bearish on this, even though we've had some really good, strong push-ups. But we don't have as much volume as we did have last week. But we did have much more volume last week than we've had in the previous weeks. But if you notice the two red candles down here, we've actually had a lot of sell pressure as well. So it's just really interesting. A lot of trading volume going on in regards to what we are seeing. Now, in addition to it, we also have the 89 sitting here. We have, let me jump up here quick. We have this 200 right here, and we have the 20 sitting right here. So price is definitely, we'll see if price respects, or is it going to reject these levels and then see it turn around. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Let's also check out the month, because we are at the end of the month here. Now, we've made our climb on the S&P 500 from this demand zone all the way back up into now the supply zone. So this is a full, almost Mariposa. It is encompassed the whole. It's going to be interesting to see if will we be able to climb from 21.26 all the way up to 41.86. So who knows? That's what we've seen in the past with the S&P 500. This last 2 hours, 3 hours, we could see it go up 200 points. Who knows? But it's just really interesting to see what we've seen this past month. Is this a reverse turnaround candle here? I was hoping it would maybe show a little bit. It would go a little bit deeper, so we could have a bigger wick. Maybe bounce down into this 50 period moving average on the monthly. But like I said, the markets want to do what it wants to. So when the market moves up, you go up. If the market moves down, you short. Go long when the market's moving up. Go short when the market is turning around and going down. Do not fight the market, because it will always win. All right, so we also see here we have a supply zone right here in this monthly area right here. And we're also hitting this weekly supply with a lot of weekly moving averages. So it's going to be really interesting to see, is it coming up to turn around to continue down? I personally think that we probably will see it come back up here and maybe see some consolidation in this area. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens here. Let's go ahead and jump right into the NASDAQ here. All right, actually, let's check out the daily real quick. The daily has been showing strength quite a bit. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows. But like I said, you can see right here, we definitely are having more volume stepping in. So at least on the daily. So that's a good thing. All right, let's go check out here real quick. NASDAQ. All right, as you guys can see here, we blew right through these zones. And for supply zone, now that it's starting to blow through some supply zones, we need to kind of change on here maybe our thought process and it turning around. You know, we are hitting this 100 period moving average right up here on the daily. Let's check out the monthly real quick. The monthly here, we have the 8 moving average sitting right here on the monthly. There we go. All right, so these two, this will actually be a major junction point right here, this monthly 8. I really doubt that the NASDAQ is going to go easily through. We can see here that when it came back and retested here, it sold off pretty hard. I mean, almost, 4,000 points, 5,000 points off of this, or I've already about 4,000 points. We saw it sell off. So for the NASDAQ to do that, we should see, it should stop in this area if we do come back up in this area here. But let's check out the weekly. We can see here weekly, we have this zone sitting right here where we also have a bunch of simple moving average sitting in conjunction with these. So being mindful of that, because it very much is going to, we will see some type of movement. This is not going to easily, this is the 200 period moving average again. So it bounced, sold through. It should become then resistance at this level here. So pay attention to that. Also the weekly 50 period moving average right here. This is another one where we need to be paying attention to. So in this supply zone, we have quite a bit. We just got a lot of resistance in here. We have the monthly and the monthly zones. We have the weekly zone sitting right here. So it's going to be really, I just don't see the NASDAQ pushing past this point, at least for a while. It might come up, hit it, go sides, and drop down to make a higher low, and then kind of see this. But I don't see it really just going through this area because there's just too much resistance there. And so, Bitcoin follows that pretty well. So we need to make sure we're mindful of that. As we're looking here, we also see that we do have a straight shot up into this area here. So we could see the NASDAQ running from 12,933 to at least 13,773. So it's something to pay attention to, guys. Be looking maybe to go take your longs here. Like I said, we've been pushing through a lot of these supply zones. So we want to start definitely looking to short. It just all depends. But we are at the end of the month. So what we could see is right now we're finishing up, right? So come Monday, which is going to be a new month, we could see a sell-off, right? Where we find, let's say, sell-off to the 8 or the 20 moving average, okay? And then from there, see it rally back up and move up to a higher high until we come up to higher time frame SMAs, okay? These are the weekly and the monthly SMA. So these are definitely going to be a resistance there. So be mindful of that, because if you're not, you'll be caught off guard thinking, oh, it's going to go to the moon, and then you just get crushed. Wait for it to show that it shows weakness, but we should see something step in and really push things. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens. And then let's check out good old Bitcoin. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. All right, anyways, enough with the entertainment. So let's go ahead and check out Bitcoin here. Now, we see that Bitcoin did push through this monthly 50 period moving average. So we hit it earlier, we bounced down, now we're pushing back up above it. So one of the things we need to be mindful when we push through something is that we typically then will have a retracement. So we are finishing up the month right here. Okay. Now this does not look, actually, let me jump back real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. So the month had finished almost at the top here. And then when we look at the NASDAQ, NASDAQ pushes above the actual SMA sitting, or it pushes above the previous month's candle. So these are definitely showing strength. But then when you look at Bitcoin, right, these Bitcoin chart, you can see here that the month barely even made it halfway, right? So it's about halfway maybe, as you can see here. So that's an indicator for me to simply just say, man, look, that's not boding well. So it's definitely looking weaker than it would, let's say, if it was the NASDAQ. So we very much could see another sell-off here on Bitcoin, just simply because. But if this keeps correlating with the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, we'll still see it moving up, right? If it decides it's going to correlate with the S&P 500. I was just so shocked that it basically the the um the rate hike was actually priced into the market so far. So it's been really interesting to see that. Whereas with Bitcoin and a lot of crypto, we're not seeing such hard pushes, in comparison to, let's say, what we're seeing with the S&P 500 on a percentage wise. So really interesting to see what's going on here. And additionally to that, we can actually see here, for me, is that we're still waiting for this monthly 8 to come down here. So making sure that we understand, again, whenever it hits these big time SMAs, these things are stoppers because they're higher time frames, right? So you have major institutions that play off of these monthly, these weekly, and these daily SMAs. They use these things to really kind of load on a lot of stuff. So you just need to be mindful of that, right? Always look starting from monthly, weekly, daily. Make sure you put on your chart where these actually sit. Okay. Now you can see here that we have that 50 period moving average. Like I said, it might probably come down at the beginning of the month, come and test this 50 period moving average, and then push back up. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens there. Let's check out ETH. ETH here, as we can see, is looking fairly strong. Or excuse me, weekly. I mean, not ETH. Let's check out the month or the weekly for Bitcoin. That was weird. I kind of just switched there real quick, didn't I? Sorry about that. So we have the 200 period moving average again sitting right here. That 200 period moving average, it did push off last week, and now we're actually finding support on the 200 and the 50. You can see that we came in and found support on the 50 period moving average on the monthly. Then this 8, we found support as well as the 200 period moving average on the weekly. So that right there is an indication for us that it is showing strength there. So if we're blowing through supply zones, don't go long, go short. Or excuse me, if it's blowing through supply zone, go long, don't go short. Don't fight the trend. The trend is your friend, okay? So that's what you always need to make sure you're doing. One thing that I do is, I have a couple of things that I look at. I'm making sure I'm looking for higher highs and higher lows, and I'm looking for SMAs, right? They're all following in suit. Do what they're telling you because it's what it's going to move, okay? Come down, capture an SMA bounce or something of that nature. Make sure you have, some decent amount of, that's when it's moving higher, okay? So just make sure that you're doing that. And you need to make sure that you're paying attention to that. All right, here we go. Talk to me. One right here. All right. Next, right here. Bitcoin. Here we are. Similar what we're seeing here. We pushed up, sold off. Now we found support on both. We also found support on the 8 moving average on that daily. We have some other points right here where we have a 50 period moving average on the daily, or excuse me, 89. And so we're going to hit it. We have a couple of supply zones as well. So making sure that we see these things. A lot of times they'll hit this, do some ping pong. If we're going to push through this, we're going to see a ping pong effect where it goes ding, 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 right? Ding, 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 boom. Put in a higher low, probably sell off, put a higher low in and push back up. Typically, you can see here that it touched this 8 and now it's typically moving higher. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum looks pretty much the same way. Ethereum did show a little bit more strength simply because it just pushed higher from last month. Whereas like I said, we didn't on a Bitcoin, we didn't even push halfway up, right? Whereas this is easily pushed halfway up. So the only issue, I wish we would have seen a deeper wick, maybe down into this area where it sold off and then came back up. So, but it's still the fact that it's holding is a big deal. It's a very big deal. Now let's check out the weekly. Weekly is showing strength. We've got a nice wick here on the weekly, sold off, found support on the 8 and now pushing up. The next junction point will probably be right up in this area here. So you also have this. Give me 1 second. This 200 period moving average hitting this right here, or 100 period moving average. We have the 89 hitting here. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens here, right? If we come up into this area, what is it? When we hit that 25, it was previous support. So typically previous support becomes resistance. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens here. Red, black. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, but it's looking nice. It's at least putting in some higher highs and higher lows, right, for the last few weeks comparative to, this long drop here. So here we go, right here. I'm still pretty bearish on the long-term effect, though, on Bitcoin and Ethereum, just right now, because I think it's going to sell off. Now let's check out right here. You can see here higher highs, higher lows. On the daily, we're hitting the 100 period moving average. We have the 200 period moving average sitting right here. So where did we find support? On that 20 period moving average, which makes sense because we found it on the daily 8 moving average where it found support. That's pretty much it. I see us at least coming up to this area here, which is the 1868 mark. And if not further, we might even see it come up into here. So we'll see what happens there. Alrighty then. Let's check out BNB here. The BNB is the superstar out of everyone. It is a rock star. I'll show you off here real quick. You can see here, it looks almost like the NASDAQ. It looks very strong. The same thing you see with the the NASDAQ, it's just showing a lot of strength. So make sure that you guys are going long, at least right now, just simply because it keeps wanting to go up, right? So if you're day trading, don't fight this trend. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're, if it's moving up, you're going long with it. All right, here we go. Let's check out the, oh, let's bring this up real quick. Awesome. On the monthly chart, Ryan, I forgot to bring this up on the other charts as well. When you look at the sell-off from last month into this month, it's the previous month definitely had a less volume of sales versus this buy area here. We've had quite a bit of few buys. So this right here, this is going to be interesting to see next month. Let's go ahead and jump to the weekly here. Weekly, it's the same thing, guys. We're bouncing off that 8-period moving average as we saw with the other ones. We're definitely much higher in testing this 8 or this 20-period moving average. We'll see if we're able to push through it and kind of see what's going on. Let's go and check out the daily. Daily, we are past that 200-period moving average, and we are hitting the supply zone here. So we'll see what happens here. We didn't even have any. It's literally pushing kind of right by it. So we'll see what happens. See what happens real quick. All right. Then let's go ahead and jump right into ADA. You guys can see on ADA, it has been struggling just a little or quite a bit price wise. I think it's going to turn on. We barely made it 50% of the previous month. So I definitely could see us maybe turning around next month on ADA, but we'll find out what happens. We have that 8 moving average. We might even come back up to here. So this will be real interesting. Boom, let's check out. Give me 1 second. I typically do the top. ADA, XRP. XRP on a monthly chart is hit our supply zone. Now we're seeing it kind of do some sell-off. This will be really interesting to see what happens. If they beat the SEC, this is going to be monumental. And handling business like that is, I don't know if the Fed is going to just allow them to win like that. But either way, it's one of those things that it's just a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's just a big deal. The fact that they are going against the Fed, or the SEC in regards to the court case about them being a security. So it's gonna be really interesting. As you can see here, they didn't make it. Barely made it halfway. I'd love to see it more like good old-fashioned BNB. So BNB and Ethereum, right? Like they're different. They're different charts on the monthly. You can see here also we didn't have a lot of volume stepping in. So the fact is that we don't have a lot of volume stepping in shows more weakness versus the previous 2 months. So real interesting, real interesting. You guys can see right here that we're definitely putting higher highs and higher lows. So it's definitely not as strong as the other ones. So the other ones were pushing up into this level here, whereas this is still at that first level. So we can see what happens. Let's jump in here real quick. Let's check out Solana. Give me 1 second. There you are. I'm gonna need to get some glasses, man. Woo. All right. Here we are, Solana. There, as you can see here, they have their chart here is looking really strong. The only issue that I have is that they did not kick off enough. I mean, look at the sells. I mean, look at the sells previous 2 months, and now we have all these buyers coming in. But I just don't think it's enough buyers to push it up. So it's really interesting to see that the volume is going down, yet the chart is moving up. So typically what that means is we might have another sell-off, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over the weekend. On the weekly chart here, you can see here that we found support on that 8 this week, and now it pushed up. But the fact is that on this weekly chart previous that it had a huge sell-off. So that huge sell-off, right, it did follow through, and then now it found support right here. So it's just, we'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see what happens here. Let's check out the daily right here. Boom. Yeah, this should be putting in new higher highs here. We have other ones that are putting higher highs for Solana. So if this doesn't over the weekend continue higher and we see it start to sell off before it goes up here, this Solana is going to easily come down to at least this 36 area mark, if not 18 mark. Like I said, this should be screaming. So I don't understand why it's not pushing up. Look here, see this right here? Push up, right here, it's right here, it's pushing down. So it's just like, it's not rallying. That's it. There we go. Let's check out Dogecoin. Alrighty, Dogecoin. A little indecision here, guys. So this is really interesting to sit here and see Dogecoin this way. So it doesn't know. Like I said, it has Bitcoin that's moved up, or excuse me, you have Bitcoin that's halfway. Didn't even go halfway. Then you have Ethereum that moved almost all the way up. So this is interesting to see Dogecoin putting in this indecision candle on the monthly. That's really interesting. And you can see here, guys, that the volume here is pretty small as well. So that's another indication for me that it's probably going to go down even further. You can see here, yeah, I mean, you can see these weekly charts look totally different comparison to other ones. So this is definitely showing weaker on the weekly chart here. Let's check out that daily. Yeah, and look, the daily, we should have at least close to a higher high. And even go to a higher high. This is a protocol that's get traded in the billions of dollars. So I'm shocked that it's not a higher level. My goodness, man, I don't know what the deal is. I always get a little tired when I get on here. All right, so let's check out DOT here. DOT is looking very, very unique to me because I thought that this was going to be another one that was just going to take off, and it didn't. So you can see here that the SMA, or it's not the SMA, but the candle didn't even come halfway. It barely came up a third. So it's really interesting to see. We're definitely going to show it. Like I said, I see DOT coming down even further from here now. Definitely. We'll see what happens over the weekend. If it makes a sudden rally, then that's different. But yeah, I see this thing moving, going down, continuing down into these areas here. Let's check out also, the other thing is we're seeing a decline in buyers stepping in. So you can sit there. You want to see more buyers stepping in with more volume before you start to move it. So it's real interesting. This weekly chart, we did find some support here on that 8. So we should see we could see a rally for a couple weeks, at least. I mean, It might get to $10. Let's just I'm more might get to $10, but it's not getting past 16, at least for now. It's just I don't see enough volume coming in, right? It's not like it's looking like this, where you see volume stepping in, right? And then you continue it moving up, right? Like just you want to see more. You want to see more volume stepping in. Here we go. Talk to me. Alrighty. We are past that 15, coming in, getting ready to test that 89 moving average on the daily, hitting that 89 to 100. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. Well, like I said, I think the fact is that we're not putting any buyer wicks in, and we're putting bigger seller wicks in. Shows to me that it's probably going to turn around this next month. But you can see here on the daily, though, that we are seeing volume step in. So that's interesting. That is very much interesting. In the last few days, you've actually seen more. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we see this thing keep going past his point. But from a monthly standpoint, I just don't see it. I see it really just kind of pushing off. So we'll see what happens. Here we go. Next one. Doge, polka dot. I think we're going to be poly. I have to admit, this is harder than what it looks like. You would think that it's simple, but your brain is working so much that it's like, ooh, like I'm talking to you, I'm working through you guys at the same time, pointing out on the screen. So, and then also my mind is, and I try not to check out the markets until I look at them with you guys. I do look at them throughout the day, but I don't really necessarily look at the daily, right, parts of the market. So it's kind of brand new. So I'm like immediately just like analyzing it as soon as possible. Let me get out of my trade on the S&P 500 here. 1 second. Let's see. Sorry. Sell off here. We are hitting higher time frame SMAs. Boom. Yeah. We're hitting that daily 200 moving or that daily 100 on the S&P 500. So we're starting to put some seller wicks in. So I'm definitely looking short here now. Or I use another platform for me to trade against. All right, so let me jump into this. So the fact is that Matic hit this area here, and like it's looking like it's rejecting price here. So this is really interesting to see. I thought we were going to put a lower high in, and you can see we bounced off of this 20 period moving average. So we'll see what happens. But it is looking weak here for the day. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. I think we're going to see it come back down here, maybe test these areas here on the 20, and maybe see some ping pong action here. And then from there, decide what direction it wants to go for the month. The biggest thing is this, is that we've been seeing more volume step in on the day here. So, but oh, whoa. Always look at the month because it's the end of the month. Look at Matic. Matic just completely decimated the previous candle. So this is looking strong like bull. Strong like bull. Can you say bull? You know, it's hello bull. Here we go. All right. So we're hitting these SMA. We're definitely hitting the supply zone up in this area here. And we are starting to sell off. But this is looking strong. The 36 mark, man, I don't know if we're going to come back down to this. Ooh, this is looking nice. Yeah, wait for a sell-off for the beginning of the month. We should see it go down first for a couple days, maybe a week, maybe 2. Then we'll see it hit a lower high, or we'll hit a low, but it'll place in a lower high, or a higher low. So basically does this. boom, or does this boom, 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 then sells off for the month, putting in the wick, and then seeing it push back up higher. So being mindful of that. So if you see Matic dropping, be buying some Matic. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be wow, this is impressive, real impressive. We're looking at this stuff here, guys, and this you can see that this is strong like bull, and look how much. That's a lot of volume coming in, you know. So that's real nice to sit there and see that, real nice, very 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 nice. All right, so that's looking good. Let's check out that weekly. Again, showing strength, higher highs, higher lows. We do have this 50 period moving, or we have the 20 period moving average sitting right here. Plus, we have a zone right here on the daily. So we're seeing this right now. This is looking nice. But the fact is that it did sell off for the week and then come back, shows a lot of strength, real strength. We have a it's pointing up. The 8 is pointing up. It's looking strong. Looking strong. Ooh, say it with your chest. All right. So the next one here, as you guys can see on the daily, like I said originally, that this right here is looking a little weak. So probably, like I said, could see a sell-off for the beginning of next week, maybe for a week, putting in that wick and then continue up. During that week, be buying. If when it comes back down into these areas, be buying it because it looks really nice, real nice. Boom. Let's check out the next one. AVAX. 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 Boom. Boom. AVAX. Alright. So go. It's very similar to Matic. We did, man, this looks strong. This looks really strong as well. So really cool to see and see this stuff happening. It's, we're seeing some good strength come into these areas here for these coins. Second. Yeah, guys. That's a really strong indicator, the way it's encompassed it. I wish it would have put more volume in, right? But it is showing strength there. So be mindful of here, though, that volume is, it's not enough. It should have been more. We should have seen that much right here, a volume about in this area. So this actually could turn around here and come back down to this lows of 11, but it's still showing strength. So we know with crypto, it can turn around in an instant. We are putting higher highs on the weekly, and we do have these. One second. Here we are. Sometimes it takes these off. I'm just like, Here we go. So if it comes back up, and so I really don't see from a weekly standpoint anything stopping it until we get into this area right here, actually. And this is for AVAX. Pull it up here real quick. So this is a good thing here. This looks really good. So right now, if this is going to push up, it does have some supply here. So let's check out the daily here. Oh yes, we have that daily moving. We have a daily zone right here. There we go. Yeah, guys. We very much could see AVAX at least come up into this area right here, the $38 mark, if not up to the 49. At that 49 area, because we have so many higher time frame SMAs, be mindful, look to short it down when we come back up into this area, because we are putting higher highs and higher lows. Here we are. Boom. Let's check out Uniswap. Give me 1 second. There we go. Let's check out Uniswap. This is one I absolutely love, just because what they've done, the DeFi system. I truly believe that they're going to be the DeFi system of the future. I'm actually waiting for them to actually come up with their own type of trading, like PancakeSwap has. I'm shocked that they have not yet. For the open futures, I'm just shocked because I mean, PancakeSwap is making a killing off of their fees that they're charging. So I'm shocked that Uniswap has not done it fully, like the way that PancakeSwap has done it. So we'll see what happens, though. Let's check out their coin here, though. I thought I had it here. Yep, there you go. Uniswap. I don't think I've actually done the chart up on them. All right, so oh wow, we hit that 8 already. Wow, look at this, guys. Look how strong this in comparison to last month to this month, in comparison to uh in comparison to a few of these other guys here. This is showing crazy strength. I mean, 3 times it's 300%. We're testing this 8 moving average on the monthly here. So this is something that we haven't seen with any of the other coins so far. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. Really big deal. So make sure we're paying attention to this, guys, because it hitting these areas here. If it blows through this, wow, that shows strength. And it just might. That's the thing. I want to put it past Uniswap to push through where it's sitting. So it's real interesting to sit there and see what's going on. Right in this area right here on that monthly chart here. Wow. Yeah, very much could come back into this area. There we go. Yeah, we are showing strength. Look at the volume on this. Look at the volume. You can see here that this is what I'm talking. This is true strength. Look at the volume coming in. We see the amount of volume, how it's pushed up. It is showing strength. This is phenomenal. And then let's check out. Here we go. That weekly chart here. Guys, look, we're putting in good wicks. Small amounts of seller wicks. We can see here that we have nothing here until we get up to this point. This is looking strong. Really strong. Let's go ahead and put this in. This is real interesting. Real interesting. If we come up into this area, it's probably going to come down, put in a lower high, or a higher low, excuse me, a higher low, and then push it even higher up. So this is most likely what is going to happen. So be mindful of that, guys. When it comes back, you could even be dollar cost, because either way, it's still cheap in comparison to its all-time high, which is 46. It's down at 9 cents, or not 9 cents, but $9 here. So it's still a cheap price. So we will see some retracement back. So we'll hit these higher time frame demand zone, supply zone, or excuse me, it'll hit these higher time frame supply zones, hit these higher time SMAs, and then see it turn around. And then when it turns around, capture it as the sell-off, because you can see here that there are definitely major buyers sitting in here. Something's going on with this that they have not released. There are some big whales coming in. You can see it in the charts here, definitely. Here we go. Next. Actually, we'll check out that daily real quick, but it's probably going to look the same. Yep, it's the same. Let's see if we can see a short time turnaround here. We might see something. Yeah, so on that daily, we don't really see any big wicks here. So I could see it coming back down to here. So remember I talked about the next previous month, it typically will sell off, right, to put in that wick and then turn on and come back up. So I could see it coming back down to this $5 mark area. Definitely to see it might even rally even higher. So be mindful of that, guys. Definitely. Go. Talk to me. All righty, let's check out Shiba Inu, the SHIB Army. Those guys are one powerful group of people. They know how to move a market. As of right now, though, SHIB is looking a little weak. But I know they got a lot of stuff going on. I myself am a holder and part of that army. So we can see that we've had quite a bit of a sell-off. But it did get above this. So it rallied up. We have a good buyer wick, and then this month we see if it open or if it closes above its wick, its previous wick in this area. So it'll be real interesting to see what happens here. Let's check out the weekly. Last week we put in a big buy or big seller wick. We did reject price in this area, and now it came back and found support on the 8 moving average, like I said, and we should see it come back up into this area here. So we'll see what happens over the weekend. Monday is going to be real interesting. I think we might see some sell-offs. But if you see some buys, that's bad. Like if you see it pushed up hard on Monday, the new month, be mindful. That's not good. So, yeah, let's go ahead and check out here real quick. The SP 500 is rallying. I shouldn't have got out of my position. I mean, I had some really good profits, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so here we go. Next, let's check out the daily here real quick. Boom, daily. You know, like I said, we're having some ping pong effects here. We did have some seller wick step in, so price was rejected, but we did put in a higher low, which is a good feeling, right? This higher low means that it might do some ping ponging and then see it push up even higher. So we'll see what happens. But you can see here that the volume is definitely moving up and a good favor. So we'll see what happens. There we go. Next one, Tron. Tron. Sorry. All right, guys. Tron is a unique one. It's got some good stuff to it. I actually have a buddy of mine who bought Tron when it first came out. He's doing very well. He's quite happy with it. He got into it around this point, and then when it sold off, he even bought in more down here. So he's doing really happy. What is that like? 009. What's it worth now? All right, so 00. So he's had 2 zeros taken off. So he's not doing bad, and he's putting quite a bit of money. So we're happy for him. All right, guys. So you can see it and see here that we definitely hit this 40 period moving, or not the 20 moving average here, and we had some ping pong status. Boom, we came down, hit it, dropped. So yeah, there we are. So you can see here on the daily, we're definitely putting in higher lows. Oh, this was a lower low from here, but it's still a higher low in comparison. Boom, boom, boom. This did put in today a new high. So, and then a sell, or yesterday it hit put a new high and then sold off. So I could see us coming back down for the beginning of the month, maybe down into this area right here at the 05, and then rallying back up. So we'll see what happens there, though. I think that wraps up the top 10. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. We forgot to do Cardano. Let's check out Cardano, my friends. Actually, I think I did Cardano. I think I did ADA. Yeah, I did ADA. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Yeah. So that's it for a nutshell, guy. I try to keep this under 49 minutes, or I mean an hour, so that it's quick. You guys get what you need to get from a technical standpoint, which way the markets will probably go looking. Remember, we trade the market. The market doesn't trade us. We don't try to manipulate the market. We look, it's like a ant and a giant. It's just not gonna work. You follow the giant. If it drops food, guess what? You pick up the food and you eat it, right? That's what we're doing. Is we're taking crumbs from the giant who drops. And so when the market moves, you guys keep with it. Primary thing. Make sure that you guys are going through, creating your own rules, writing your own rules of entry, exit, making sure that you have good risk to reward. And also the most important thing is write down your trades, write down your trades, write down your trades, write down your trades. And when in doubt, write down your trade so you can go back and you can look at which direction the market was moving and what you were thinking. And then when you go back and realize, oh, I was thinking wrong, all of a sudden it hits you like a ton of bricks. Why did I do that? And so as you keep doing that, you'll keep learning, and then you'll get better and better and better and better. And then before you know it, you're a profitable trader. But if you're not writing it down, you're not going to become profitable. And trust me, I spent years, almost a decade, not doing that. And once I started writing it down, it changed. Things changed. It wasn't like an overnight change, but it was a process of I just started moving, and then I figured out what was good for me. I got a few coaches that even helped me more. So I'm telling you now, make sure you write down your trade. Get some type of form of like an actual form that you can go through and fill out what made you decide. Create your own entry stuff. Create your own system so you can be able to play off of the correct stuff. Anyways, that's it in a nutshell. Thank you so much. Oh, one last thing. Let's check out some of this news here real quick. Boom. There we are. All right, so we can go over some of the news. So this is what I do for my news here. Like follow me. Like, thank you. I'm getting all these people following me, which is pretty cool. I didn't even realize it. If you haven't followed, follow me. I place my trades on my Twitter. You can check them out. I don't place a lot of them, but some of the ones I do, some of the ones I don't. But I do try to at least send about one a day. This week I was kind of just watching the market. I didn't take a lot of trades this week just because of FOMC, and there was some big moves. So I did get in on them, but it wasn't like major moves, right? Like it was moving. I made what I needed to make, and it was a good day, right? And then I just left the market. I did leave some running, but whatever. It was really cool. It was something that I did. So let's go and check out here real quick. All right. So CoinDesk here. You guys can see here that I've got some. You can come here, check out some of the stuff that they're saying. CoinDesk does have a morning recap of the market's news and other things like that. Make sure you guys subscribe to them as well. They're a good source. They give over a lot of information, and they kind of just let you know what's going on within the market. A lot of times they give you the sentiment of the movement of the market, and also like banks getting involved, big promoters that are promoting certain coins. Just right here, you can see here, pro athlete and Bitcoin investor Alex Crongnell, BH Melgion. Forgive me for the names, guys. Or Birmingham League, the bring what do you call it? Birmingham League for the football team details his bullish outlook on the digital currency and why he has the potential to be one of the most influential technical advancements of our time. So you guys can see here and see, right? Boom, here you go. Here's another one where they have a nice little interview with this individual right here, A.G. Garcia, Pascual Garcia here. I'm going to go follow him because, he might say some cool things, right? I just want to make sure I get a broad view of what the market is doing. All right. So this is what I do. I also come here and check out Solo Dolo. Cointelegraph. I use Cointelegraph to actually go through, kind of tell me what's going on. This is another one that I use. They give you good information here. Check them out. I like looking up for news. And then I do not know why this keeps. All right, well, I'm gonna have to separate this stuff because it's all messed up now. I don't know why. Sometimes he does this. I look at BitBoy. BitBoy has some good stuff to say a lot of times as well. Sometimes he's kind of negative and he doesn't. I feel like he's going too far. I mean, sometimes when you have people way over believe in what they believe in, they don't have a correct view, right? Like, I don't think that traditional markets are going to be completely kaput. Like, we're still a long ways out before that fully happens, right? I don't think that's. But some of these guys think within the next 3 to 5 years. But damn, we still got some time. You guys can see here, Kitco. I do like Kitco. They give me another fundamental analysis on a lot of things here. They do post stuff like on gold and silver quite a bit. Their primary thought is on gold, though, or their primary news sources on gold, but they do broad market stuff for traditional markets. So I like looking at these guys here. I got a few other ones that I look at, but these are just some of the ones that I do look at. I also look, and that's what this one should have been. Let me real quick. Well Guru, that's the other one I pull up. Do Well Guru, and then I also like pulling up the Decrypt Daily here. These guys are really good. So CoinDesk, Coin Guru. Should be another Guru. One more I should have. There we are. Well Guru. This is Washington. There you are. I like these guys here too as well. They give you a good little. They're two different guys, but they bring in different views, or it might be the same guys, but just different views. So I like these guys as well. So make sure you guys pick your news, check them out. Make sure every day just go through, catch the highlights, stay up to date what's going on. Also, pay attention to new stuff that's coming up. Important because it's stuff like this is going to be populating the new sources, and there's going to be new protocols and new things. So thank you so much for coming in. Many blessings, guys. Have a great weekend. I might do something on Sunday or Saturday, depends on what the markets are doing. So if the markets are screaming and going crazy, I'm gonna jump on and kind of go over some charting stuff with you, right? So you guys have a blessed day, and I will talk to you guys soon. And whatever you do, make sure that you are smiling this week. No matter what happens, be thankful. Listen, if you're alive and you're moving, and if you can just grind, you've got more blessing than you know, right? Don't ever let yourself just kind of give up. Always fight, always fight, always fight. Until then, guys, many blessings, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.